මේ රටට වෙනසක් අවශ්‍ය වෙලා තිබෙනවා. ඒ සඳහා අපි කැප වෙනවා. විධායක ජනාධිපති ක්‍රමේ වෙනස්කම් කරලා පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට වැඩි බලතල ලබා දීලා වන ජාතික අරමුණ කරා යෑමටයි අපේ එකම අරමුණ. මම දේශපාලන පක්ෂයක පුද්ගලෙක් විදියට නෙවෙයි පොදු ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන් මම පෙනී හිටින්නේ.
මම බොහොම පැහැදිලිව කියනවා තමුන්නාස්සලගේ ඡන්දයෙන් මම එදෙන්න යන්නේ තනතුරේ වැජෙන්න නෙවෙයි.
අපේ රටට අවශ්‍ය වන්නේ රජෙක් නොව සැබෑ මිනිසෙක් බව මා ඔබට විශේෂයෙන්ම සඳහන් කරන්නට කැමැතියි. පහුගිය අවුරුද්දේ අද වගේ දවසක නොවැම්බර් මාසයේ 21 වෙනිදා තමයි ඊට කලින් දවසේ හිටපු ජනාධිපතිවත් එක්ක ආප්පකාලා පහෝදා ආණ්ඩුවෙන් එළියට ගියේ. අදට හරියටම අවුරුද්දයි.
It's been a year since a new political culture was born through the introduction of the common candidate. Newsfirst has a comprehensive report on this important milestone. Good evening and welcome to Primetime News. I'm Sandaru Ferdinando and here are your headlines for tonight.
President says the government cannot be toppled until the year 2020. Sri Lanka marks 1 year of introducing the common candidate, the platform that revolutionized Sri Lankan politics. Opposition alleges that they are yet to receive decentralized funds.
වැඩි වෙනකොටමත් පොඩි බයක් අපිට ඇති වෙනවා. ඒක වෙන්නේ යන්නේ නැති දෙයක්ද කියලා.
විපක්ෂයේ ඉන්නකොට තඹ 7ක් දුන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් කතා කරන්නේ ලැජ්ජ නැතුව.
US ambassador to the United Nations arrives in the country. Former Deputy Minister of Fisheries charged with misusing public funds. A power plant contributes to the destruction of the Sinharaja forest.
The President and the Prime Minister attended a program this evening to mark 1 year since taking the step towards changing the political course of the country. With the commencement of the political reforms such as the 19th Amendment to the Constitution and changes to the administration, there were a situation of unease among the politicians. This is created during a period of a year. Some speak of instability and that the government is idle and does not carry out any work. Some have forgotten that during the 10 months after the presidential election, a general election also took place. This is a 10-month government. Some speak as if this government is of 10 years. This is a 10-month government. The constitution was amended and general elections were called for. A cabinet was formed and a journey was planned. This is how we are moving. This is not a government that has been in power for a decade. When this program was launched to create the preliminary changes, there was a situation of unease. This will be resolved as time goes on. We have understood this situation. We reject all the allegations and charges made by political opponents. Some say that this government will last only for a year or two. That is a joke. This government cannot be toppled until the year 2020. I must make that clear.
2020 වෙනකන් මේ ආණ්ඩුව හොල්ලන්න කාටවත් පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ කියන එක මම බොහොම පැහැදිලිව කියනවා.
The 8th of January revolution provided new life to the political course of Sri Lanka. President Maithripala, who contested the January presidential elections as the common candidate, changed the course of Sri Lanka politics. Incidentally, today marks 1 year since President Sirisena made the step towards creating political change.
It was a time where many issues arose over social pressure, international influences and economic sanctions in the country. During this time, there was dialogue in society for the need of a common candidate who can provide leadership for society to strive, build coexistence among communities and enhance Sri Lanka's image internationally. Civil organizations and several political parties banded together under the stewardship of then Chairman of the National Movement for a Just Society, Venerable Madhulave Sobhuthera, in search of a common candidate, and the common candidate came from the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The common candidate was revealed to the world at 3:10 in the afternoon on the 21st of November last year. The General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Maithripala Sirisena, who was the Minister of Health of the former government, stepped forward to provide leadership to the role requested by the masses.
පැහැදිලිව පේනවා පහුගිය අවුරුදු කිහිපය තුළ රටේ නායකත්වයේ සහ පාලනයේ යන ගමන් මඟ දිස බලන විට මේ රට යන්නේ සොඳුරු ආඥාදායකත්වයක්. අයුක්තිය, අසාධාරණත්වය ඒ සියල්ල ඉතාම පරපකල් ලෙස ක්‍රියාත්මකයි.
Afterward, Maithripala Sirisena went on to become the president of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. Under the 100-day program, Maithripala Sirisena curtailed the powers of the executive presidency through the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, becoming the first ever leader to transfer the powers of the executive presidency to the people as promised in the presidential election campaign. While working to fulfill the aspirations of the people, Maithripala Sirisena went to win the general elections as he committed himself to the creation of the national government with leaders of the two main political parties of the country. The national government introduced a new avenue on politics for the entire world. Several countries, including the United States of America, have mentioned that Maithripala Sirisena was able to change the fate that Sri Lanka would have met at the United Nations Human Rights Council. At a time when Sri Lanka is building more bridges across the world, and at a time when steps are taken to build the law, peace, reconciliation and trust in the country, the President stepped forward to amend the executive presidency. This comes along with the introduction of a new electoral system. The Cabinet of Ministers has already approved the President's proposals to appoint a Cabinet subcommittee for this purpose. While taking forward the national government concept that was given birth from the foundations of the common candidate, measures are being taken to make constitutional amendments with responsibility.
Exactly a year ago, President Maithripala Sirisena stepped forward as the common candidate. Speaking at an event today, the President recalled the memories of taking a step that changed the course of political history in the country.
It was on the 21st of November last year this took place. On the day before that I ate hoppers with the former president, and the very next day I stepped out from the government. It's exactly a year today. Today is a tiresome day. I cannot express how my mind worked on the 21st of November last year. I was with Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe in Parliament, and then I went to the residence of former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga. It was after that I visited the Colombo Town Hall and attended that press conference.
President Sirisena was speaking at the prize giving of the Malabe Model School this morning.
You are aware of my background. I have no political or VIP background. I come from a common farming family. I worked with commitment and honesty in society, and that is why the people voted for me to be the president of the country. It is paramount that we understand the social background to achieve victory in life through preparing our lives from the education that we receive in school. In the budget that we presented yesterday by the new government, we have allocated 4 times more funds for education in 2016 than before. It aims to provide the best resources for the people and the children of this country and arm them with knowledge and intelligence. That is what we need to give the people and children.
A meeting of the Democratic Party was held at the Campbell Park in Burrell today with the participation of the leader of the party, Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca.
Supporters reached Campbell Park in a march. The march, which commenced from Ayurveda Junction in Rajgir, subsequently arrived in Burrell. The supporters then demonstrated at the location. The meeting commenced with the arrival of the supporters in Campbell Park.
අපිට එකම එක දැක්මයි තියෙන්නේ. ඒ දැක්ම තමයි
we are different. We have only one vision, and that is to have corruption-free governance. I believe our only hope to achieve this is through a democratic party. You must be already feeling whether anyone is speaking regarding the setbacks of the government. That is the situation of the country. However, our leadership is special.
ඉන්නේ හේයෝ. අද අපි ඒ තත්ත්වයට පත් වෙලා. හැබැයි අපේ නායකත්වය
We only steer the party based on the needs of the country. We never got the opportunity to follow the procedure that is required to build a party. I believe that it may have been the reason for certain setbacks. We ask the people to think about the country when casting their ballot. Think about the future of your children. Think about your homes. We ask the people to think of these things.
දරුවන්ගේ අනාගතය ගැන හිතන්න, ගෙදර දොර ගැන හිතන්න, හිතලා ඡන්දෙ දෙන්න කියලා අපි මේ රටේ ජනතාවගෙන් ගෞරවයෙන් ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා.
The Presidential Commission of Inquiry into Serious Acts of Fraud and Corruption had recommended to file a case against former Deputy Minister of Fisheries Sarath Kumar Gunratne over the misuse of public funds. The former Deputy Minister, the former Chairman of the Fisheries Corporation and two other officials were investigated over misusing 13.2 million rupees in public funds. They were charged with using funds from the Nigamba Lagoon project for presidential election campaigning. The Presidential Commission of Inquiry into Serious Acts of Fraud and Corruption had informed the Attorney General and the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption to file legal action against all 4 persons who were investigated. In your developing story, a heated discussion took place in Parliament over the decentralized funds provided to parliamentarians.
Presenting the budget on the 27th of January, the Finance Minister announced that the fund of 5 million rupees given to an MP will be increased to 10 million. We applauded that statement. We had big expectations. Now it is said that it will be 15 million. We have a fear in us when we hear the increase in the number. Will this take place? Therefore, what is the guarantee that he can give this chamber of the matter?
We guarantee this. We are not like you. The sum that was promised will be given to all the MPs.
10 million from last year and 10 million from this year. That is 20 million. We believe that this is the responsibility of the government, that this sum is given to all the MPs in this chamber.
The request made by the MP is reasonable. In 1994, when he was a cabinet minister, we as MPs did not receive a cent for a period of 5 years while in the opposition. Persons who breached the privileges are speaking like this today. Bicycles were distributed for one party only. You did not even distribute the motorcycles. What did you do then? Are you not ashamed to speak of this?
Welcome back to the news. The second reading of the 2016 budget took place today.
අපි දේශපාලන වාසිය තකා විතරක් වැඩ කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
We do not hope to work aiming at making political gains. In the past, work was done in the face of a wall themed patriotism. Nationalism was embedded on that wall. But what was used to build that wall? It used ethanol, casinos, corruption and theft. Some applauded while on the top of the wall. Mahinda Rajapaksa had said that he still does not understand this. That is why he is in the opposition. If he had understood the situation, he will be in the government because of his tenure. This time, the resources distribution will be directed to the general public. It is not aimed at the presidents and their families.
මේ පාර සම්පත් බෙදා හැරීම යන්නේ පොදු ජනයාට. ජනාධිපතිවරුන්ටයි පවුලේ අයට නෙවෙයි.
මම විශ්වාස කරනවා
Although the government comprises of the United National Party and the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, I believe that the budget that was presented is wholly one from the United National Party and not one that was formulated with the consultation of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and the Jatika Hela Urumaya. This budget is one that completely destroys the coexistence of the economy. An exchange act has been removed. You hope that foreign exchange will flow into the country. However, the opposite may take place. The door is also open for these things to leave the country. You have given the freedom to ensure that applications for foreign investment are completed to commence businesses within 50 days. Please do not play with the people's mandate.
For agriculture, you say that 50 rupees will be given for a kilogram of paddy. Now you say that 5,000 will be given for kiri samba. These proposals put the farmers in a distraught situation.
At one time you say that a family can survive with 2,500 rupees and at another time you say 7,500 rupees. Now you say when the value of the dollar increases, agriculture equipment increases. I'm not sure if he read the budget. Rather than explaining the positive points in this budget, you continue to remain in negative politics and attempt to deceive the people of the country. This is disgraceful.
Following the presentation of the 2016 budget in Parliament, events were held in Colombo to discuss key points in the budget.
Our intention was very clear to give a message that Sri Lanka is back in action. We want to give that sense of professionalism that has been lacking for a long time. And we want to give that sense of leadership that to show the government is in control of itself. I basically call upon the private sector. Now is the time to wake up. Wait-and-see policy should be something of the past. And I also call upon every single government official. Now is the time to deliver. If you are unable to deliver, I don't think your presence is required. While we have a limited time span of 6 years elected by the people, government officers are ensured to carry out the policies that are laid out by the government. But I make one earnest appeal. Sri Lanka, wake up. Private sector, get on to your act of now being the driving seat. Don't tell us that we didn't give you an opportunity to Sri Lankanize the economy. We have set our national policies as to where we want to take our country in order to service our people. That will be localized or foreign. If the local investors are unable to fulfill that aspirations, the void will be filled in any which way we can. Public-private partnership is the way forward, and together we can make that difference.
Bring in your monies here. You don't need to take it to the Singapores, to the Dubais, Qatars. We are here, giving you comfort factor. What was required? Bring in confidence. Our sincere interest is not to catch anybody down the line. Bring your monies, enjoy the benefits given. We require your money, you require a safe haven. That has been the base. So now it is up to you to maximize this. We call upon our overseas friends. You don't need to have your savings in negative returns. You can bring them into Sri Lanka and have a 200% return. You could easily boast that we are the lowest tax, going to pay tax country in the world. Going to pay. They have still not paid us. Today we are 3,900. And where is Malaysia? Where is Singapore? Where is even little Maldives ahead of us? Let us in the next 3-4 years catch up with lost time and able to say Sri Lanka is on the move.
U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Samantha Power arrived in Sri Lanka today.
Ambassador Power was welcomed at the Kattunayake airport by Foreign Minister Mangala Samaravira. According to the Government Information Department, Ambassador Power will highlight the United States' commitment to strengthening the bilateral partnership. Ambassador Samantha Power is scheduled to visit the North tomorrow.
The Union to Protect Rainforests said that major damages has been caused to Singaraja rainforest as a result of the construction of a hydro power plant.
Sinharaj Forest is a national park and a biodiversity hotspot in Sri Lanka. It is of international significance and has been designated a biosphere reserve and a World Heritage Site by UNESCO since 1988. The rainforest, which is bordered by the Gaul, Mathura and Ratnapura districts, spans across an area of 11,187 hectares. Sinharaja is home to 50 varieties of amphibians, 40 varieties of mammals, 65 varieties of butterflies and 20 varieties of freshwater fish. Difficulty to access this forest ensure the protection of it to a certain extent. However, activists point out that a hydropower plant is in the stages of construction 4 kilometers east to the main axis in Kudava by damming the Koskulana river that runs through the area. The biodiversity in the area is at risk due to the mass deforestation taking place using backhoe loaders. A number of natural modes in the forest, including waterways, have been severely affected by this destruction. The union further states that this is a violation of rules and regulations that have to be followed when carrying construction activities in catchment areas. We inquired about the matter from the Central Environmental Authority. It was revealed that the project has been granted approval from CEA in 2013.
Issues surrounding the construction of a minor hydropower plant has been reported. We see that there is a serious issue here.
When inquired about the issue, Chairman of the Central Environmental Authority spoke to the relevant officer.
This is not the issue of the river. There is a major problem. You have forwarded that and it is said that there is no harm. Do not wait until next week. Go on Monday itself and produce a report before evening. There are photographs of them using backhoes and you can see it in the pictures. Did you not see? They are broken rocks and they are carrying out a major task here.
Shakti FM, a radio channel that transformed conventional radio programs, celebrated its 17th anniversary today. To mark this milestone, a number of programs were organized for the people who were badly affected by the landslides in Miriabetha.
A year had passed since the landslides in Miriabetha took place. 2 to 3 families live in small 10 by 10 rooms. That means that there are around 8 to 10 persons living in these rooms. A factory is not suitable to shelter people. We witness the hardships that these people have to face. They are not spared by the rains and this place is flooded. There is bad odor here as well. There is no clean environment here. The people have been deceived by the promises that have been made. If such a thing happens again, the Capital Maharaja organization and other institutions attached to it will come together to build houses for you. That is a promise.
உங்களோடு எங்கள் மக்களோடு சக்தி எப்பொழுதும் இருக்கும் என்கின்ற
Team Brief is up next.
One person died and 3 others were injured following a collision between a train and a car at a railway crossing on Temple Road in Jaffna. The police media unit said that the collision took place as a result of a car moving onto the tracks when the signal light had indicated of an oncoming train. The train was an express train plying from Colombo to Jaffna. A sewage pit which was opened for repair at the gas power junction in Colombo is yet to be closed. The police had advised the public this morning to take alternative routes as the open sewage pit had raised security concerns.
This has been open since the day before yesterday. The municipal council has not provided any solution for this. All we ask is to fix this immediately. This is on the main road. There will be a number of accidents if vehicles go on this road. There are children who use this road as well.
A lorry which was travelling towards Riki Lagaskada from the Dambula Economic Centre collided with a parked lorry on the road. The police say that the driver of the moving lorry and a passenger of the parked lorry were admitted to the Riki Lagaskada base hospital as they sustained severe injuries. 8 persons, including 2 foreign nationals, were injured following a collision between a jeep and a van carrying a number of foreign nationals from Kandy to Mahyanganaya. The injured are receiving treatment at the Theldeniya and Kandy hospitals.
The Dankotua police opened fire at a speeding car which refused to stop. Police media spokesperson SP Ruwan Gunasekara stated that police officers at the police checkpoint opposite the Dankoto police station had ordered the car to stop at around 11:45 last night. The driver of the vehicle, who was injured after the police shot at the vehicle which did not heed orders to stop, was admitted to the Maraville hospital. According to hospital sources, the injured is not in critical condition. The police media spokesperson added that another individual who was travelling in the vehicle was arrested. A stock of marijuana and liquor was also discovered in the vehicle.
With that, we wrap up Weekend Primetime News. I'm Sandro Ferdinando. Do take care and good night.